Hey, you beautiful souls. So is instant manifestation possible? Yes and no. And before my keyboard cowboys jump on and start to give me hate comments, stick with me because I'm going to explain it all. When we are talking about instant manifestation, really what we are getting into is a quantum leap. And in order to get to that state, you really need to understand what is going on with the energy and within the universe around us in order to grasp this concept. So to anybody who's never been here before, hi, I'm Elizabeth Blackwell, and I've spent well over a decade educating myself so that I can help others grow and find their highest and greatest selves. So let's get into this in-depth conversation about how you can potentially bring about instant manifestation. So to anybody who's new on my methods of teaching, my goal is to take these very in-depth and intangible teachings and concepts and break them down in a way so that they're not only understandable, but able to be used in your daily life in order to build that bright, beautiful life that you desire. So when we talk about instant manifestation, what we are really talking about is where we are aligning our consciousness and our energy within the quantum realm, and we'll break down all of these concepts and how to do this with whatever it is that we are trying to bring about in order to see very rapid change. The problem with the term instant manifestation is that it gives this picture of sitting on the couch, being in alignment, and all of a sudden having $10 million in your bank or having your specific person knocking down your door. And that's just not reality. That we live in the 3D realm, meaning that we are surrounded by matter and we do live on a timeline. So it takes some amount of time for things to shift within our reality. So let's get a little bit sciencey here, because as much as manifestation is painted out to be this very spiritual or woo-woo thing, it's actually not. It breaks down to some very basic quantum physics. But we need to understand how the energy around us works if we want to have those more instant shifts within manifestation. Within the universe around us, everything breaks up into an energetic level. And within quantum physics, this energy within the universe around us is referred to as the field. So the definition of the field within quantum physics is invisible moving forces influencing the universe around us. Sounds a lot like spirituality, doesn't it? And then the definition of a quantum leap is a sudden and dramatic change from one state to another. And this is taken directly out of quantum physics, where it is a quantum particle that has a sudden and dramatic change from one vibrational state to another, causing a different state of being. So now that we've got more of the sciencey concepts out of the way, what does that mean for us in the creation of our reality around us? Well, just like in quantum physics, when an electron very quickly and dramatically changes from one state to another, so can we. And when we do that on an energetic level, this is what our consciousness is. And our consciousness is what brings about the reality that we are experiencing. So let's talk about what we're actually doing and how to have this rapid shift within the universe around us and what we're experiencing. If you stuck with me so far, consider subscribing, because I put out content all the time on how to consciously create that bright, beautiful life that you desire. And if you're getting some benefit here, consider hitting that like button as well, because it helps this content to get out to other individuals. So how do we actually do this? Well, this is one of the reasons why the teachings of people like Neville Goddard have become so popularized. Because essentially, when we are living in the end state or assuming the reality of our manifestations, that we are shifting ourselves into that state of being. But one of the things that I always like to follow up here is that living in the end or assuming that state of being is not going full delusional and pretending. I have heard of individuals who will go out and spend large amounts of money because they're saying, well, I'm behaving as if I have $10 million in the bank. No, that's just behaving irresponsibly. What you do want to do is be in alignment with how you would think and behave when you are in that end state. What does that actually mean? It means, how would you carry yourself? What thoughts would go through your head? My guess is that you wouldn't question yourself about whether or not you're going to have enough at the end of the day, but you would just live within the idea that everything's going to work out exactly fine financially. And what words would you use with others? So thinking and behaving as if, in order to have this energetic state, is not pretending, but it is starting to shift what your thoughts, actions, and behaviors would be as the person that has that manifestation. I actually prefer to call this rapid manifestation as opposed to instant manifestation, because again, we live in a 3D reality and it takes time for our external circumstances to catch up with our internal alignment. So let's talk about some other things that you can do in order to rapidly shift your quantum state. So there's actually a couple of ways to approach this. If you are in really negative circumstances, there's a lot going on around you. Do what you can in order to take yourself outside of that situation, because it is very difficult to change your energetic state when you are caught up in the chaos around you. So just separate yourself, even if it's just for a few moments. Do some deep breathing, do some things that you enjoy, whether that would be moving your body a little bit, listening to music that you enjoy, whatever it is that you can, within a short period of time, help to reset yourself before you head back in to that situation. When you head back in, I promise you, you will see it in very different ways, and you will start to get pulls in specific directions in order to change those external circumstances. But that is a way, if you are involved in some sort of chaotic negativity, that you can help pull yourself out of it and realign yourself. And then I have to point out here, anytime that you are trying to manifest anything, but especially if you're trying to do it in a fairly quick way, you need to be clear on what it is that you're trying to do. You need to make sure that you have your intention set in the direction that you want to go. because in order to shift from one state to another, you got to know what that end state is. So make sure you are very clear about what it is that you are trying to achieve. And just some other tips for that very rapid shifting. Get into your visualizations as often and as in-depth as possible. Get as many of your senses involved. What would you see? What would you hear? What would you potentially taste or feel around you? What would be your emotional state? All of these things, when you deeply visualize it, I've stated it before, our brain does not know the difference between a deep visualization and what reality is. So the deeper you can go into that visualization, the quicker your energy will change. And get as much excitement about heading in that direction as possible involved in that. If you want a very quick way to increase your energy, add excitement, happiness, joy. All of those things sit significantly higher on that vibrational chart than things like apathy or, goodness knows, shame or guilt or any of those very low vibration stages. So get as many of those upbeat vibrations involved as you can. So again, excitement, joy, happiness, that will help add that energy in order to shift yourself in a more rapid way. And then, just as a cautionary thing, just as quickly as you can shift into alignment with what it is that you are trying to manifest, you can shift back. So it is about maintaining that energy. Something that I see happen all the time is individuals will start to shift themselves, raise their vibration, and go down the path towards their manifestations. But then either things don't happen quick enough for them, or they will start to see small things come their way. And it's almost like they get frustrated at the positive things coming their way because it's not the complete wish fulfilled. And so they're like, well, that's not what I asked for. And they're not realizing that that is the external world starting to catch up with their internal alignment. So when you start to see the small things come your way, use that as a way to get even more excited and know that you're heading in the right direction. Don't get frustrated and shift back before you've had time for these things to come about within your external reality. It's one of those kind of catch-22 things. It's why I do not like the phrase instant manifestation, because people believe that if it doesn't show up in their reality instantly, that it's somehow not working, even though they have already shifted themselves into alignment with whatever it is that they're trying to bring about. One of the other things that can offer so much resistance and our ability to shift into this alignment with what we desire, especially in a rapid way, is our subconscious or our limiting beliefs. So I'm going to link here a video that will help you work to change your subconscious or limiting beliefs so that you can shift in an even more quick way. Quicker way? In a quicker way. So with that, I am sending you all so much light and love, and I hope you all stay well, my friends.